Hey, it's Friday. So, it's dusk, and I'm in the backyard, and I wanted to talk about something that happened today, this morning. Set my alarm for 6 a.m. Um, Wanted to get up and do some writing. As an author, and a father of 3 kids, getting up early is sometimes the best time to write. So, um, woke up at a little bit after 6, hit the snooze a couple times. I'm looking at a list here because there's a lot of things that happened and I knew that I would never remember them all. But this is interesting, I think. A little bit funny. Um, Woke up a little after 6. Then my oldest boy woke up and he asked me to help him find a TV show. He didn't know the name of it, but he knew what he wanted to see. So I had to do that first. Then we found the show. Cool. So now I got to go find the laptop, which my wife had in the kitchen. So I got the laptop, but it needed to charge because it had like 6% battery. So I had to plug it in, get it ready. Okay, so I did that. Then I went and I got my notes, which I also need. So now I'm all ready. Well, no, because my oldest boy is hungry now, so I have to go get him something to eat, something crunchy, he said. So now, finally, I can do a little bit of work, except that now he's thirsty. So go get him some water, bring it to him on the couch. Now I can work. I'm working about 20 feet away from him, so I'm like right there. Um, okay, so now I can do some work, except now the second boy wakes up and he comes onto the scene. So that takes a little bit of something. So now, okay, cool. I can do some work. Except now the third boy wakes up, and when he comes out into the room, I'm not who he wants to see. He's 2 years old. He wants to see his mom. So now I take him to go see mommy, who's still sleeping. I wake her up, cheese him on over to mom, and now I'm like, okay, mom's awake, so I can go downstairs. I don't have to keep an eye on the kids, the 4 and the 6-year-old. Mommy's right there. So I head downstairs, but the last person in the office was my wife at my desk, and there's stuff. So I got to move all the stuff out of the way. And now I'm ready to work, except the iPad needs to be charged. So I got to find the charger and plug it in. Now there's also a diffuser down there. We diffuse essential oils for inspiration, and so I got to come upstairs, fill it up because it's empty, and put the oils in there. So I go back downstairs and I plug it in and I turn it on, except there's no coffee, right? So now I got to go back upstairs. I couldn't make coffee before because the kids were, got me too busy. But now, so now I'm making the coffee, and I go back downstairs, and my wife comes down, and I've got a AAA card that I found while I was cleaning the desk that's got her name on it. So I got to make sure she gets that. But during that, I find a brochure of a local place that we're a member of, and it's got this art thing going on in a couple weeks. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a note in the calendar and write that down so I know that we as a family go to see this cool little art show that's art out of like natural things. Like, I don't even remember. It just looked really good. So I put that down, so I'm like, I'm all excited. Of course, when I'm done doing that, I realized that weekend was already committed elsewhere, so that was a waste of time, but that's no big surprise. So now I sit down, I plug in the laptop, I've got my notes, I'm all ready. The coffee beeps, I hear it upstairs, so I gotta go upstairs, get my cup of coffee. So I do that. I go upstairs, I make a cup of coffee, and now I go downstairs. Now the kids are getting ready to go to school. Mommy's driving the kids to school, so I got to go back upstairs, say goodbye to everybody. This takes a few minutes because, the kids are running around chasing their shadow, showing me the shadow, then the shadow disappears when they go in the shadow of the house, and so that takes a few minutes. Now they're off to school. Now I'm all set, except I can't find the mug of coffee that I made, so I'm looking around for that. Then I say, the heck with it, and I get another cup of coffee, which I bring downstairs at And of course, that's when I find the first cup of coffee. So now I have 2 cups of coffee. Now I turn on Pandora because I like a little music playing when I'm writing. I light my candles because that's my ritual. I woke up at about 6:15. It is now 9 a.m. And between those hours, I wrote a little bit less than 2 paragraphs of notes that I had already taken and just kind of worked them a little bit. So the lesson learned after all that is that as an entrepreneur, which some of you are, whether or not you have kids, anything you schedule, in the time that you schedule it, you may or may not even get close to getting that stuff done, because life is just, it's a time-sucking machine is what life is. As beautiful and wonderful as it is, it just, boy, it takes time to live. So next time you're trying to get something done, do not be surprised when 3001 things get in the way. And make a list. It'll help you remember and maybe help you laugh about it.